In this video, we're going to be removing Trouble's doors and her bonnet. In theory, this should be a pretty quick job. Each door is held on with 2 pins and the bonnet has 4 bolts, nuts and bolts, holding it on. So yeah, in theory, a pretty quick job. Let's find out. Let's get into it. Before we start, this is the door. Voila. And my dad just opens it.
The gapping is really quite good, apart from these gaps.
Yeah, so her shut lines are really awesome. Let's take the doors off. I've been given some great advice. And at first, you might think, if you're looking at the hinges, that you should just undo these 4 bolts. And again, 4 bolts down there and drop the door off. But I've actually been given some great advice in that it's best to leave the hinges on the door and on the car and drive out the hinge pin, and that way you don't mess up any of the old door settings. So all we're going to be doing, taking that split pin out and then driving that pin down, and then likewise on the bottom there's a split pin at the bottom and then you drive that pin up. So yeah, take those 2 pins out and the door should come off, he says. Have you got me the tools I'm going to need?
Your gopher has got you the tools I think you might need, but if your gopher's got it wrong, I'll go for some more.
I'm going to start by just seeing if I can push that pin out. Look at that. Step 1, remove pin. That was pretty easy. Step 2.
I think we should take the other one out first.
Okay, I'm given some instructions to remove
the bottom pin out before the top.
I don't even know there is a pin in the bottom one. I don't think there's a pin there. Right, the bottom one doesn't have a pin. Pinless.
Is there a hole in the sill so you can get the drift?
Oh, there's plenty of holes in the sill. Yeah, of course the bottom one doesn't need it because it's held in with gravity, right?
Yeah.
To drive these pins out, I'm using a brass drift instead of a steel punch. The reason for this is because brass is a lot softer than steel. You might be able to see how the end is all bent over. This is actually what you want to happen. It is much better for the end of the drift to get all f***ed up than the end of the pin you're drifting out or driving out. If I used a steel punch, I would risk pinning over the end of Trouble's hinge pin, making it impossible for it to slide out of each half of the hinge. You always want the thing that's going to be hitting the thing you want to move to be softer so that you damage this and not the pin. Because otherwise your pin end,
the end of your pin.
The end of your pin will end up looking like this. Right, that's enough about pin ends.
Where's the WD-40? That's a short one.
Shall I now just tap it back down?
If you can. There we go. Hopefully that's small enough, but not long enough.
Whee! 1 pin, 1 drift. It's been a long day. So now we're just gonna draft out the top one, drift out the top one. There's some big giveaways here. Eagle-eyed people will notice something not quite right. The rest of you are just gonna have to wait to find out what it is. Yeah. My dad suggested I try and get this.
That was too big. Try the smaller one. Just to see whether it will go in as like a wedge, so you can... Is that still too big?
No, it's going. Are you holding it?
Yeah.
It's time for my bigger screwdriver.
You can try the bigger one. Oh
shit, don't scratch the paintwork.
think you may need to get like a couple of pliers on it now and just wriggle it. If you've got the pipe gripped, wriggle it and push it downwards. Okay, you hold that on there. You hold that on there. You got it?
Yeah.
This isn't the preferred solution, but it's a solution. Have you got it? You ready? Mm-hmm. Are you holding the door?
I've kind of got it. So my dad has got the door. Okay, you ready to do the next one?
I don't want to damage this putting it down. Is it alright? What's the bottom like?
Guys, what's the bottom like? So this is the bottom of the door. Needs a bit of work in that corner. But all in all, doesn't look too bad. And here is where it was. This wing gets a bit shitty.
I'm going to put this.
My seal just disappears. Yeah, it's great. Anyway, problems for another time. Okay. Similar process to before. We're gonna do close up. I need to actually see though. Close up these little legs like that, and then push this through. Okay, I can't see anything.
I'm not sure if I'm focused.
Can you pass me a screwdriver?
I'm not
Drew,
focused.
can you pass me a screwdriver?
Come on, little pin. Need some more grip. Come on. I'm gonna have to do the same at the bottom, but hopefully this one is just rotted out. Yeah, looks like it. Is there any pins down here? It doesn't feel like it. So, somewhere in here is a hole. If we just remove all of this rot. If there's not one, I'm gonna make one. Yeah, there it is. There actually is a hole.
Is that so you can take the doors off?
Yeah.
That's very clever.
I drift in my hole, my hammer.
Are you sure you're... It looks like brand new. Brand new. No, you...
Do you want me to hit it with a hammer? You're not getting a very good strike on that.
No, because the floor's so close. Does it come up? little drift.
Why is the car bouncing?
Me lifting the door.
One pin. That's the bottom one. I can't get my drift out. Ow, how's that got so stuck?
Because it's stuck, you get the hole isn't plumb to the...
On drift.
How are you going to get the top one up?
There's a little challenge.
My dad wasn't wrong. Getting the top one out was a bit of a challenge. Even more challenging than the driver's side door. No amount of tapping, smacking and whacking the pin would move it. Hasn't quite all gone to plan. Despite our best smacking efforts, we couldn't get the pin on the top out. So what we're going to do is take the hinge off up here. The hinge is still on at the bottom. So the idea is that we take the hinge off up here while the doors off the car, get the pin out, then put the pin back in, bottom pin back in, down there to set the position of the door at the bottom, then do up the top bolt, then take the pin back out. Bit of a long process, but that's what we're going to try and do.
All the spaces that they're in the right way up. There, okay.
This door is now off. Didn't come off as easily as the other one, and it reveals a lot of crap in here. This wheel arch isn't in as good a condition as the other one. Lots of car rotting away here. There's an old bung. There's another old bung. Don't know what that was. There's my drain pipe, which was once blocked and then it unblocked itself by rotting through. Wait, inner wheel arch, good condition. The front wing, great condition. Right, both doors off, one door off, not quite how we wanted it to come off, but shit happens. And we're now gonna just do the last job of the day, removing the bonnet. So this hopefully will be plain sailing with 4 bolts and nuts to go with the bolts. Okay, so the nut was on the inside.
Okay.
Supporting it.
Right, I've got the back. Yeah.
One bonnet.
Let's have a look at the other end, as it's much nicer at the back. The back's much nicer than the front.
Look at that. Well,
It's not immaculate, but...
not bad. Okay,
Right.
stand that up. Right, that is the bonnet gone, the door's off. Everything we wanted to do this evening has been done. Dad's now trying to push her back into her bedroom.
Light as a feather. I actually think she's quite good, really. She's quite solid.
Dad just jumping up and down. Anyway, we'll catch you on Saturday morning, I think. Is next time you're going to see trouble? Bright and early. My dad is undoing the fuel filler cap screws. There's 3 screws there, just in under the wing. You ready?
Yep. Steady. So you're timing this.
Go!
Go. Oh, yeah.
You got them?
Yeah, do you want to see them?
Here are the screws.
Alright. Okay, I should be able to remove those, hopefully. Okay. Oh, gosh.
He's gone for the bottom one, look. Yeah, in time. Didn't fancy putting a ratchet on it.
Now it's loose, yeah. If you'd like to get me a 9mm.
A 9mm.
9mm socket.
One lid.
There.
There she is. Next job, my dad's going to attempt to remove these door bung catches. The doors kind of like...
Buffers, basically.
And they're held on with those two. Yep. So, go on. Nicely cleaned up.
Oh, wow. Wow, look at that. That is, I would say, a bit of a result.
You heard of these things called ratchets?
Yeah. Well, yesterday, if I remember rightly, I was a gopher. Right? It was a case of go for this and go for that. And today, I'm the spanner man, and I would have a gopher.
What would you like your gopher to go?
Well, how about
go
10 mil? What about a 10mm socket?
10 mil. The
1,000 apparently.
Yeah. Here's a 10 mil.
All right. Okay. What happened to the ratchet? Oh, it's all right. I'll go for it.
Now, should just be able to wiggle it off. Nothing, literally nothing goes to plan. 236 smacks, whacks, taps, whatever you want to call it, with a hammer just to get that bottom pin out. I'm pretty sure most people would have given up. I mean, it did not look like it was moving. I didn't really know what else to do, so I just kept smacking and whacking it, and hey, turns out persistence pays off. So if you ever have a stuck door hinge pin, just keep going. Just keep tapping, smacking, whacking the thing, and eventually it might move. All in all, it was a pretty good session on trouble. It was actually over 2 days, both 2 evenings. So, I mean, the second evening we didn't really do much. We just did the fuel lid and the stops on the doors. So I called that day 23.1 because it was pretty short. But yes, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like. If you have any questions, either about troubles, doors, bonnet, how they're fixed, or just any questions in general about the restoration or what you saw me doing, get them in the comments. And if you don't want to miss a minute of Troubles Restoration, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time.